Hey guys, or girls, aliens, Sam Squatch, whoever's watching. I'm not the average Norwegian. And today I was Googling and I found this article that it was based upon a question that this chick had. And this chick asked, what can we talk about in a long distance relationship to keep the conversations interesting? I'll answer the questions for you guys, but I'll also give feedback to the question. So here we go. Question number 1. What is your earliest memory of wonder? This is a female type of question. I don't think it exists a guy who can answer this question like honest, because we don't go around and remember that kind of stuff at all. So that's a really hard one. So I would probably just bullshit and say something. I really can't remember. Maybe I'm just the kind of guy who can't answer this question because I can't remember that far back, man. You should ask us what our first album was, or the first time we got excited about music, or something like that. The feeling of wonder. Stupid question. Number 2. Bravest thing you ever done. Now this is a better question. You might be surprised what guys have done. That's brave. The bravest thing I have ever done. Me and a friend of mine was in the East in a vacation in Turkey, I think. Is it really called Turkey? Turkey? We were there and we were out partying. My friend had a bad back because of a banana boat accident. So he went to bed early. I was still out trying to chat up some ladies or whatever. And this really cute girl, me and her had a really good connection. But she went to the toilet. And when she got back, she got like a lot of guys around her and at the dance floor. And so she was like stopped. It was like a fence of Turkish guys around her. And so I thought, okay, she wanna dance. Fine, I don't care. But, you know, I really did care a little bit because I liked her. And yeah, things didn't go as I planned. But anyways, suddenly she disappeared, and I thought, okay, she probably went with the Turkish guy home. So I was just drinking up my drink and had a couple of other drinks to numb the pain. On my way back to the hotel, I heard this chick screaming in a dark alley behind a hotel that was pretty close to mine. So I went up to check, and there she was on the ground with this Turk on top of her, and he was trying to rape her. I blacked out. The next thing I knew is that the girl was hugging me and thanking me, and the guy was pretty much limping away, bleeding, and I had blood all over me, so I beat him pretty well. You shouldn't rape girls, guys. Don't rape. Never okay. Number 3. What's your most embarrassing story? And behind that it said, I promise not to tell. Only problem is that most guys don't want to tell embarrassing stories because they're afraid that the girl they like is going to find out. And when you're the one who's asking, most guys won't tell you the truth. However, here's mine. I had a girlfriend. We've been together for quite a while. She had her brothers over for a long time. We hadn't had sex in a long time. So when she was sleeping, her brothers were in the next room also sleeping. So I took out my laptop and I wanted some movies to help me on the way. And I put on my headphones, so I had to turn up the volume. But then before I ever got to start, my girlfriend woke me up and like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, what? The walls are paper thin. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm wearing headphones. And she said, yeah, but you haven't put in the plug properly, so all the sound's coming from your speakers. So that's probably my most embarrassing story. It happens. If you could, would you take smart pills, like the one in Limitless? Of course I would. Stupid question. I think all guys would. If you can remember everything, it would be so good. Because girls, you can remember details and stuff we've said ages longer than we can. And you bust our balls on it. All the time. You say stuff like, don't you remember the time you said that and that and that? And we're like, no. And we're like, okay, maybe I did. We don't know if we did. You'll bust our balls on it to get your way. I think it's just implanted in chicks that they have to remember stupid stuff we said. And then they just keep it inside until they explode and everything comes out. So if we had smart pills, hell yeah, I would take them. Every day. And then I would like have a superpower when it came to women, because I could remember stuff they didn't. And it would be, oh, if somebody reached me a smart pill. Number 5. Where did you bring your first date? That's actually quite a funny question, because the first one, people are usually really young at the first date. I was 15 or 14 or something like that. And I brought her to my parents' basement to watch a movie and then have sex. Not really romantic at that age at all. By the way, kids, don't have sex on your parents' leather couch. Number 6. The best prank you ever pulled. Now this is also a good question, ladies, because guys, we love pranks. And my best prank was when I was reading a lot of stuff about hypnosis, and I convinced my friend that I could hypnotize him. And he was like up to try, so he laid down on the couch and I started talking slow and calmly to him, and he got more and more sleepy until he fell asleep. There were a couple of other friends there also, so we got like tons of candy and pizza. My mother made pizza. It was when I was young, so anyways, we had a lot of stuff and we put it all out on the table, and then we woke him like and slapped him in the face at the same time, and then we were just laughing, and he's like, oh, what's going on? And we're like, oh, thanks dude for bringing us all this stuff. And he's like, what? Did I? No. Did you guys hypnotize me? I don't think I ever told him that we didn't. So, Trond, you never got hypnotized to bring us a lot of stuff. But it was really funny to pretend that you did. Number 7. How much money would it take to make you happy? And basically, I'm already happy. Money isn't the everything in life. But if you were to give me some amount for me to be really happy, I would say enough to like wipe out all my debts and then buy a really cool Harley, so that I had no worries when it came to money that I owed, and then I could bring you or the girl in question on a motorcycle trip across the Americas with a really cool Harley, just having a blast. Yeah, traveling for a year. Okay, so enough money to get all my debts away, enough money to buy a Harley, and enough money to travel for a year. That would be my dream. So that's how much. Also kind of cool question, but I'm kind of afraid that a lot of girls would get an answer they won't like. I guess most girls would probably hope to get an answer like, "Oh baby, money doesn't matter as long as I have you." Not all boys will give you that answer. But still, good question. Number 8. If I could keep any kind of animal as a pet, what would I choose? That's also kind of a hard question because there's so many cool animals. I would probably choose one of 3. There's 3 animals that I really want. And the first one is a sloth. Sloths, or sloths, that's a hard word for Norwegians to say. Sloths, 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 a sloth, a sloth, a sloth, sloth, a sloth. It's a sloth. Yeah. You guys know what animal I'm referring to. The really slow one that's cute, have really long claws, but not quite fast enough to do any kind of harm with them. A sloth is a really, really, really cool animal. And that's one of the animals I would probably have if I could have any animal. Number 2, it's hard for me to say this, but I'm kind of with Justin Bieber on this one. A monkey is always cool, but I also think that they would make your house like to some kind of living hell when it came to washing and cleaning after it. Number 3 is a pig. I want a pink little mini pig so that I could walk around, and yeah, that is also a really cool animal. Okay, we have to throw in a number 4. As many of you guys know, my dog recently died, and if I were to get a new dog, it would be a bulldog, because I love bulldogs. The question in itself, yeah, it's kind of cool question. Most guys like some sort of animal. I guess many guys would just tell you a snake or a spider or something like that just to freak you out. Number 9. What's the best gift you have ever given? Also a good question it's a good question for a girl. It can set the standards what kind of gifts you get, because let's face it, he can't screw you from a better gift if he really likes you. However, this is a tricky question for guys. You don't want to say something too good, because then the chick might expect to get something as good as that or even better. Here's the best thing I ever gave to someone. When I was young and dumb, I was dating a chick who really loved Lord of the Rings. And I got her one of the licensed rings in gold. It was expensive as shit. It was like, at that time, maybe $1,000. And I remember I used like a third of my salary back then. And a month or 2 later, we had broken up. 10. Have you ever been jealous of your best friend? And the answer of that question, yes. Kenny, you bastard, when you found that silver coin, I was so jealous. And when Kenny found that jewelry for the neck in silver from the 1600s, also kind of jealous on that one. Everybody's jealous, and it's human, and a tiny bit dumb question. That was my answer and thoughts about 10 questions to ask in a long-distance relationship to keep conversations exciting. And that's what I had for today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and have interesting conversations. See you guys.